Claude Brenner, 13 years old. Harvey Fishman, 11 years old. Betty Swanson, 13 years old. Richard Williams, 12 years old. And Gerard Darrow, 9 years old. Yes, folks, here they are, the famous Quiz Kids. And Quizmaster Joe Kelly is about to start another absolutely unrehearsed quiz session. Okay, Joe, go ahead.
Now, in mythology, certain characters were transformed by the gods into other forms. Can you tell me who was changed into a tree? Gerard?
A Greek nymph named Laurel. And she was changed into a laurel tree. And when Apollo was chasing her. And that is why Apollo always wore a wreath of laurel on his head.
Pretty good. And what was her name before she was changed into a laurel? Was it Daphne?
Oh, yes.
And who was changed into a stag? Betty?
I don't remember his name, but he was changed into a stag by Diana, I believe.
But you don't know what his name is, huh? Gerard?
His name was Actium.
Actium, that's correct. All right. Who was changed into a spider? Gerard?
Arachne was, because she challenged the goddess Minerva into a weaving contest. And the goddess won, so she told Arachne, now you may weave all you want. So she changed her into a spider.
Gerard, you certainly know your mythology. I want you to imagine now that you're all Army officers. What command would you give your troops if they were standing at attention facing you 3 deep and you wanted to get them into a column of 3s? Richard?
Right face.
Well, that's pretty good. Harvey, how about you?
Right face.
Attaboy, now we're getting some of that old Army spirit there. All right. Now, next you have the troops marching in column. Change their direction of march to the opposite direction. Harvey?
To the rear. March.
Good for you. That's plenty snappy. Now, suppose your men were marching along and you wanted to change the direction of march 45 degrees to the right. Harvey?
Right oblique. March.
Boy, I'm telling you, Harvey's going to be a sergeant. We're going to show you 3 drawings now, which represent familiar outlines found on the map. One is the outline of a country, another is an island, and the other is one of the 48 states. I want you to identify them. Here's the first. Richard?
That's Argentina.
That's right, the country of Argentina. Here's the next one. Richard?
That's Madagascar.
The island of Madagascar. Can you tell us where it's located, Richard?
It's off the east coast of Africa.
That's right.
It's owned by France.
That's right. And here's the third. Harvey?
That's Minnesota.
The state of Minnesota. Nice going, kid. Now, quiz kids, these 3 men are wearing uniforms that American soldiers have worn during certain wars. Can you identify the war in which this uniform was worn? Harvey?
That was during the Spanish-American War.
That's right. How about this uniform? Claude?
That's the Mexican War.
No. Harvey?
That's the War of 1812.
And this one? Harvey?
The Mexican
The
War.
Mexican War. Good for you. Now I'm going to give you just 8 seconds to read a printed sentence. Then I want you to tell me how many times the letter E appears in it. You ready? Go. Richard?
8 times.
8 times is right. You're very, very observing. You're going to hear records that were made in certain places. I want you to tell from the sounds you hear just what was going on at the time. Harvey?
Well, you'd be at a baseball game, and since were in New York, I think it would be a Yankee game, and Joe DiMaggio was just up, and he just hit a home run.
He did, huh? Well, what do you know about that? Well, that's all right. That is the first part, and I hope that the last part comes true, too, about the home run. I'll get this one. Claude?
That's the fox hunt.
That's right.
The hounds are barking and the horsemen are chasing the fox, and they must have sighted it because I heard the bugle just blow.
Have you ever taken part in a fox hunt?
No, but I've seen one.
Oh, you have? Well, fine. All right, now, how about this next one? Gerard?
Bowling.
Bowling. Oh. Do you bowl, Gerard?
No.
Oh, you don't? Have you never bowled?
No, I haven't.
Well, let's see how you do on this one. It takes you at least 1/5 of a second to blink your eye. If the average person blinks his eyes 10 times a minute, how many miles would he drive with his eyes shut on a 10-hour trip, during which he averaged 40 miles per hour? Richard?
13 1/3 miles.
13 1/3 is correct. Good for you. Can you tell us how you worked that out?
Well, he would have gone 400 miles, and since he blinks 10 times a minute at the rate of 1/5 of a second per blink, that's 2 seconds per minute that he would be in the dark. In other words, 1/30th of the time. So I divided 400 by 30, which gave me 13 1/3.
Well, that's fine. Good for you, Richard. 5 species of birds have generously given up their last year's nests for you to identify. Who would like to try? Gerard?
Well, this is the goldfinch's nest, and this is the ruby-throated hummingbird's nest, and that is the Baltimore Oriole's nest. They're very fantastic because they make their nest out of yarn. I believe that this is the, would that be a robin's nest?
Well, I'm asking you.
It's a robin's nest.
That's what it is. Explain something to me about those 2 nests. Why are they...
See?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And you see, if the goldfinches build in a place and they like the location, they will always come back to the same place every year. And you see, this is an old nest. See how dirty it is? But this is a fresh new one.
Oh, they come back to the same neighborhood in a different apartment. Is that the idea? Many celebrities are noted for the hats they wear. Now, in front of each of you kids is a box containing the duplicate of a famous hat. I want you each to open your box, put on the hat you find in it, and see how many you can identify. 1, 2, 3, go. No hands.
Half a mark. Half a mark.
Some fun. The answers are coming thick and fast, but the quiz kids have to be going. So long, everybody.